The book was unveiled by members of the High Table, marking a significant literary achievement. Dr. Femi Olugbile, in a speech, dedicated Pelewura to two influential women, his mother and Alhaja Abibatu Mogaji.
This book is dedicated to two women. Dedicated to my mother, Sabanotu Amoke, and to our dear departed Alhaja Abibatu Mogaji.
It briefly delved into the story of Pelewura, a woman who fought against all odds to become a force in the history of Lagos. He concluded his speech by expressing gratitude to everyone present.
Pelewura was an unlettered girl. She never went to school. She went to Islamic schooling I don't think she even completed it. But she never went to school, never learned to write her name. Over time, she picked up how to discern what they were saying in newspapers, especially the newspaper of her friend Herbert Macaulay. But she never let on. She advertised her illiteracy and used it as a weapon because people tended to underrate her. And she was much smarter than most of the people that she dealt with. She was very crucial to the advancement of Lagos in her lifetime. And she set in process certain things that have become part of the tradition of Lagos. She formed the Lagos Market Women's Association. Nobody knew where that was coming from. She was just the daughter of a fishmonger who took over the trade of her mother, made it bigger, became wealthy. But it was not about her wealth, it was about her leadership. That was why other people succumbed. People who were much older and much wealthier than her listened to her. So when she started organizing, when they now formalized the association, Lagos Market Women's Association, it became formally registered. Pelewura was a founding member, of course, of Herbert Macaulay's party, which was mostly a Lagos-based party. When a party that was supposedly going to be a national party came along, which was the NCNC, which Herbert Macaulay also formed, Pelewura, who could not write her name, was a founding member and the female leader. When the party was going to travel around the nation to introduce itself after a particular constitution had been written, which they had some objections to, Pelewura hosted the first convention, the first general meeting of that party in Lagos. Of course, beyond just her and Macaulay, there were now people like Nnamdi Azikiwe and other people from other parts of the country, because this was meant to be a national thing. In the book, we find that Nnamdi Azikiwe remarked that after eating the condiments and seeing the strength of organization that Lagos people had deployed, he now told her, we are going to be traveling to other parts of the country. How are we going to survive and get this level of service since there's no Iyaloja Pelewura in any of those places? That was just an expression of his own admiration of her. What else did the market women of Lagos do? And by inspiration, by extension, what else happened in Lagos in the times of Pelewura? If anybody is asked who was the first Nigerian to head the civil service, it was Henry Carr. And he was heading the Nigerian civil service. So that was how, and he and Macaulay were contemporaries. Henry Carr, Herbert Macaulay loved Pelewura and valued her, understood that illiteracy was not the same as ignorance. And that Pelewura was actually the most powerful woman on the stage. You will find in the book some of the actual letters or excerpts from some of the actual letters exchanged between Henry Carr and Herbert Macaulay, and also exchanged between Henry Carr and the king of Lagos at the time, Eleko. Okay. The important thing is that Pelewura was always on the right side of history. She had a sense for what was right and what was in tandem with the destiny, not just of the women folk of Lagos, women are very powerful figures in society, and they make or mar a society. In Yoruba land, and especially in Lagos, that we have a tradition of having powerful women who retain their femininity, who have a strong social life. I see strong women who retain their femininity, who remain very, very powerful in moving society forward as a major thing that we have in our society, which we don't cherish enough and which we need to cultivate and pass on to our children. So being strong, being successful, being dynamic is not incompatible with being feminine and beautiful and all the other things that we attribute to female. So there's a native-born feminism, if you like, which is different in tone and context from what appears to be the imported feminism of the East, which seems that, if you are very powerful and very successful, you become androgenic and you renounce the things that we attribute with feminism. You can have your cake and eat it. Powerful women are a great treasure to society. They should be cultivated. And we should be passing on to the Western world our definition of powerful femininity, which they will do well to imbibe and copy from us. I thank you all for coming. I hope you'll enjoy reading the book as much as I have enjoyed writing it. I think all the children of Lagos should read about Pelewura. They should read this book. I think it will help to connect them with their past and help them to recognize that they have within themselves great power that they need to tap into, they need to connect with, and they need to carry forward to help. There may have been some difficult things happening in the recent past, discouraging people and making them feel low about themselves. If they read empowering testimony about their actual past, then it can make people connect with their inner selves and lead their children to have great discoveries and open new vistas for better living for all of us. Again, I thank you and I wish you a very good afternoon.